We love being right. We defend our positions, we argue, we stay in the comfort zones of what we know, and we feel humiliated when we are found out to be wrong. Because being wrong is wrong, right? Let me debunk this for you. I'm about to give you 5 important reasons why being wrong is a winning attitude in life. And then I'll explain to you how to master the art of being wrong the right way. I'm Segolene King. This is Common Sense Mystic. Welcome. The first reason is you are already wrong. Well, of course you are. You're not perfect. You're not all-knowing. You'd have to be God to be all-knowing and perfect. Therefore, of course you are already wrong about a whole lot of things. Now, there are the things you know that you're wrong about if you're really honest with yourself. You know you have some things in your life that are not good for you, or perhaps not well informed, well researched, or limiting, but you hold on to them because, well, the fear-based ego loves feeling in control, loves feeling safe, and so you're not really looking at this area of being wrong. And then there's the areas where you don't know that you're wrong yet. This is the zone of unconscious incompetence or blissful ignorance, where you don't know what you don't know. You don't know that you're wrong about what you don't know that you're wrong about. Wow, that was a mouthful. In psychology, they have this thing called the Dunning-Kruger effect. And it is this psychological phenomenon whereby people who don't know what they don't know are in blissful ignorance. Once they learn a little bit, they think they know a lot, because they've gone from knowing nothing to knowing something. They assume that they know a lot more than they actually know. But once people learn more and advance in their expertise, the more they learn, the more they realize that they know so little of everything there is to know. And that is completely the case in life and on the spiritual path. The more you learn, the more you realize your place within the grander scheme of things, the more you realize how much there is to learn. You're just becoming more aware that you are wrong about so many things because you are still ignorant about so many things, or perhaps have a limited view. You might get one angle on it, one perspective, but you don't have the full picture yet. The second reason is accepting that you are wrong brings humility. When you accept that you're a small part of something much larger, and you are on this journey of learning and discovery, you allow yourself to fall into place with where you're at and who you are and what you are, and to simply enjoy the journey. You don't feel like you have to try to be ahead of where you are. You don't feel like you have to be perfect. You don't have to try to be something you're not. You can let yourself be where you're at and start your journey from here. You can be full of wonder, willing to discover new horizons, and that just makes the journey so much more pleasant. Third reason, being wrong fosters a learner's mindset. Be as the child, greet anew, open your mind. When you don't assume that you know everything and you're right, you suddenly open yourself up to learning new things, to gaining new perspectives, to looking at things from a different angle, thinking outside the box. You open yourself to new avenues and new experiences. And this, in turn, makes life so much more interesting and feeds into your growth, feeds into the development of wisdom and experience, which you would otherwise not gain. If you think you have all the answers, you're never going to ask the questions. But if you open your mind and go, what if I'm wrong? How can I be a little bit less wrong about this? How can I be a little bit less wrong today? Then straight away you are searching, you are seeking, you are inviting new answers to come to you. And that is what life's all about. It's all about evolving and growing and learning and exploring the wondrous possibilities of creation. Fourth reason, being wrong means that you can feel more confident in yourself and value yourself better. A lot of people confuse what they know with their worth. They think that if they are proven to be wrong about something, or if they make a mistake, it means something really personal about them. Like it means that their value has diminished, that they're worth nothing, that they're less than. And that is a complete misconception. What you know is not what you're worth. Self-esteem is all about the value you try to bring to life, to your own journey, to the soul's journey, to the world. And that is not done by sitting around in the comfort zone of your self-righteousness. It's done by having a go at things, doing your best, falling flat on your face and trying again, because you are allowed to make mistakes. And when you give yourself permission to be wrong, suddenly the pressure of having to have all the answers and having to be perfect and having to be right just falls away. And you give yourself permission to find your worth in who you are creating yourself to be, in your discovery, in your attempts to provide, to explore, to have a go at things. It frees you up because all you can do is your best. And that's not the same as perfection. Doing your best still leaves room for mistakes, for stumbles, and that's okay. And so you can be more confident in valuing what you bring, even if it's not perfect, even if you don't have all the answers, because life is an unfolding journey and you're letting yourself be a work in progress. It helps your confidence, it helps your openness, it helps your courage to have a go at things, and therefore will actually feed into your transformation, into your growth, and into your accumulation of wisdom. That's exactly what we want. Reason 5, being wrong enables more cooperation and harmony and teamwork. When you are in a group with other people, you're trying to work as a team, you're trying to have a conversation. If everyone is just hell-bent or just pushing their ball past the goalpost and pushing their agendas and not really listening to each other, you can't work together, you can't learn from each other. And we are all so much better when we work together and we all contribute what we know, what we learn, but also open to learn from each other. The world is constantly changing. People are constantly changing. We're constantly changing. You cannot freeze your opinions and views in one state forevermore. That is the opposite of rolling with life and being in harmony with life. So when you're open to being wrong, it leaves room for co-creation with others. It makes your relationship better. You can learn from other people and other people can learn from you. Because instead of being hell-bent on pushing an agenda or reinforcing what you think you know, you're actually open to discovering the truth, to finding solution, to forging a path forward together. And that is the way forward for all of us, for humanity. Now that's all very nice, but how do I put this into practice in my life? You may be wondering. Well, there's a few golden keys to master the fine lines and subtleties of being wrong. There's some balances in there. Firstly, you want to ask yourself every day, where am I wrong and how can I be a little bit less wrong today? This sets you up with an intention of learning something new, of debunking one of your personal myths, of opening your mind. That's a good intention and orientation to set in your day-to-day. However, don't throw discernment outside the window, because being open to new perspectives, new angles, new understanding doesn't mean that you are naively 100% open to gobbling up whatever other people tell you or gobbling up whatever you read. You still must be checking against what feels right deep in your heart, what is common sense, what feels wise, and what seems just completely nonsensical or perhaps harmful, negative, or just not really in harmony with a deeper truth. Now, you got to be willing to step out of your comfort zone, open your mind, and truly give a good go at trying on a different perspective, a different way. But be discerning. Don't be naive. Be open, but not completely. Another useful tool. Notice when you become charged, emotionally charged, intellectually charged, or defensive. This is always a sign. If you're invested in defending your paradigm and your status quo, and someone brings in new information, different perspective, different angle, and you get charged about it, defensive, you bite back, you judge, you attack, or you withdraw and run away in fear, there's obviously something going on here. If you were really non-attached to your viewpoint, if you were really willing to find the truth, then you wouldn't get so aggro about it. So be honest with yourself and notice yourself when you become defensive, when you become charged about your beliefs and your current status quo being challenged. Ask yourself, why am I so invested in being right about this? Do I have my self-esteem tangled up in this? Does it mean for me to let go of some cherished old belief that's been like a safety blanket? Or is it because I'm trying to take sides in a relationship to prove my loyalty, even though it may not really sit right with the knowing of my heart? I mean, there can be so many different reasons why we get charged and defensive, but it's usually because it's not coming from a clear place of knowing and of willingness to find the truth. So bring it back to yourself and ask yourself, why am I being defensive? What am I protecting? What am I trying to keep the same rather than evolve and learn and expand on it? Another key, I touched upon that before, make the decision to give yourself permission to make mistakes, to be imperfect. I mean, of course, you are going to make mistakes. It's to be expected. There is no way that you're going to go through life and not stumble and not make mistakes and not make things wrong. It's part of the learning here. We learn both through positive and negative learning. Accept that more than intellectually, but deeply in yourself, and give yourself permission to make mistakes and be imperfect, because there's no way you can be perfect anyway. That's one of those great lies in life, perfection. Progress is what you're looking for. However, the balance and the other side of the coin in that is learn from your mistakes. If you keep repeating the same mistake over and over and over and over again, then either you're not learning or you're not making an effort to change. To be sorry for a mistake you made means doing your best to not do it again. If you do it again and again and again, then you're not really sorry, you're not really trying. Do your best to learn from them and to not make the same mistakes again. Another aspect of this is, if you give yourself permission to be imperfect and make mistakes, you must also give other people the same permission, because they are also, like you, on a great, out of control, messy adventure called life, and they're going to stumble and they're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. In the same way, however, if they keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again, not learning, not changing, not really making an effort to grow from them, and especially if those mistakes affect you negatively, then perhaps you need to set a boundary. But otherwise, it's just life happening. Another golden key, learn to be comfortable with discomfort. If you're going to challenge your status quo, if you're going to learn new things, to experiment, to try on different perspectives, it's always going to be slightly, at least slightly, outside of your comfort zone. But of course, being outside of the comfort zone is the only way we can grow. If you stay in your little tiny pond, being a big fish in a small pond, well, you're going to get very comfortable in the pond, but you're also not going to go anywhere. If you want to go places as a soul exploring life, as a person growing into yourself, you need to step outside of your comfort zone, a little bit at least, all the time. And finally, really important aspect to make your life smoother, be grateful. Practice gratitude. The people who are pointing out to you where you are wrong, and they actually bring in value to you in that way. They're not doing it just to take you down or attack you, but they're really trying to help you see things from a different perspective, or perhaps enlarge your mind. They are your master teacher. And even though your ego might get cranky with them, they are actually doing you a favor, regardless of their intentions. If you're learning something from them, if it's helping you see something new, then it's a gift. And everything in life that challenges you to expand your knowing, your knowledge, your learning, your wisdom is a gift. And life is full of these opportunities everywhere. That includes the mistakes we make, which are also part of our teachers. The universe is teaching us all the time through all sorts of experiences. And the more you practice gratitude, the more it will attune you to seeing those gifts, to drawing those gifts out of your experiences, including the difficult experiences, including the painful ones, and including the ones that are shattering your current reality. It's the only way to grow. And if you are serious about self-actualizing, transformation, achieving things in life, then you need to adopt this mindset of being wrong the right way, with all the right balances, with all the fine lines, with all the nuances, with humility, with gratitude, with discernment. And that's a great way to go through life. I hope this is helpful. Do put it into practice. You will be amazed at how your life can change. Subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, have a look at my other videos, and thank you for watching. See you again next week.